All right, everybody, before we get to NBA champion, Bulls legend Bill Wennington, we want to talk about Miller Lite. It's Bears season, the 50th anniversary of Miller Lite. Bears game days are incomplete without Miller Lites, and we will be there Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be there, South Lot.
Bear weather kind of game.
Yeah, it's going to be bad.
Yeah.
It's going to be bad. Yeah. And so come on by, hang out with us. We'll have some Millers. We'll have some Portillos.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be hanging out, and I'm excited for it.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Miller Lite, the taste you can depend on, a great beer trusted by beer lovers for 50 years. Miller Lite is brewed for taste. Simply put, it just hits different. Miller Lite, the official beer partner of our Chicago Bears. Go to MillerLite.com/stretch to find delivery options near you. Or you could pick up some Miller Lite pretty much anywhere that they sell beer. It's Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces. We got to make our run at night. I don't want to be stopping in the morning.
Okay.
Yeah, so we got.
You know what?
We're ready to go.
I'll get some delivery the night before.
Perfect. You guys know how to do that.
Yep.
So hop on the Miller Lite train, and we'll see you guys on Sunday. All right, everybody, welcome to the Stretch interview episode. Today we are joined by former 90s Bull, also Chicago Bulls radio broadcaster, Bill Wennington. Bill, welcome to the show. Bill, how about those Bulls?
Bulls, has the season started already? I hadn't noticed. What's going on here in Chicago? It's so slow.
You know what, Bill? This is the first time where I think Chicago has felt the start of the season. I feel like we usually slog through late October, November, and then, you know, the odds are we end up at a 41 and 41 record. And then
you start paying attention, around Christmas, and it's like, they're already the 10 seed.
Yeah, it has been a great, I was going to say pleasantly surprised, but it's been better than that. I mean, it's been fantastic. I don't think anyone expected this. I mean, you look at all the preseason rankings, the Bulls are projected to win anywhere from 32 to 36 games, maybe at best chance finish sixth in the East because the East is not doing well. And right now it's been, you start off the first four games, you're 4-0, and you're thinking, well, you got Detroit on a bad night, which may be possible because they're playing much better now. But, Atlanta, Orlando, and then you beat New York at home, and all of a sudden the city's starting to say, what's going on here?
Hey, wait a second. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you lose to New York. But honestly, when you play back-to-backs like that, going one-on-one is usually the case.
Yeah, right.
And that's what the Bulls did. Each team won their home game, so that's good. But then the other night when you come out and you win a big game, it really turns things around. Philadelphia was playing real well. People, I don't remember what the numbers were, but the Bulls weren't expected to win. And then if you watch the first quarter, you thought that, oh boy, it's over. But they really battled back. And when you look at the stats, it's kind of amazing. He gave up 75 points in that first half against Philly. Maxey was doing whatever he wanted. Embiid looked like a stud in the first half. The second half starts, and the Bulls allow them only 36 points the whole second half and hold them go on a 9-0 run to end the game and win it. And Maxey looked like he was just a player, and Embiid looked tired. So the defense just picked up, and the offense obviously worked enough to win the game, but a totally different team. It came out, and the adversity that they went through in that game was phenomenal.
And it's been largely the same team as we had at the end of last year. What have you noticed has been the biggest difference through 7 games here at the start?
Well, the notice is everyone's playing well together, and this is a case where the sum of the whole is greater than the sum of the parts because they play so well together. And I talk to the coaches and people on the staff, and they say this team really, really likes each other. They play for each other on the floor. They like each other in the locker room. They like being with each other. And my opinion, just my experience, that makes a big difference. You got to have guys that like each other in the locker room, that respect each other and want to play for each other. And these guys do. On the floor, Josh Giddey has stepped up and is playing phenomenally well. And we got to interview him after the Philly game. And, I said, what are you thinking about in the game when things are getting tough and going around? He says, take over. I got to take over, meaning I'm the guy now. And I'm the guy that's going to have to do it. And he's doing just that. And you would think, wow, Josh Giddey, 2 triple-doubles in a row. He's doing it with his assist. He was scoring for the Bulls.
Yeah.
He was the guy that when the Bulls really needed a basket, drove the ball in the paint, used his size, plays physical, and got the Bulls a basket. And then, of course, at the end, he's able to find the open man, and Vooch nails a big three. And the other guy is Vooch. Vooch has been playing phenomenally. He's one of my favorite guys. He has been one of my guys since he got here. And he's just been so consistent throughout his career here in Chicago. But what's more is his defense has even picked up. He's much more attentive on high screen rolls. He's active in the paint. His hands are active. He's tipping the ball away. So if you look at Vooch, his offense is pretty much the same as it's been. Maybe a little better because he's shooting the ball unbelievably well right now. Which 58% from the floor, 48% from three-point line, which is I don't know any coach in the NBA that wouldn't love any player to do that. But he's just been much more consistent defensively, and that's helping us. Much more physical. And Trey Jones has really stepped up his game for us and doing a great job for us. Because remember, we're missing Kobe White and Zach Collins, who Kobe's obviously a starter on our team and a big player, and Collins was what we thought was going to be our most physical backup center, kind of protect the paint, score down low. And they're not playing yet, and the Bulls are still doing well.
Is Vooch playing his way out of town, or is he playing his way to keep his spot in his apartment in Chicago? Because that's the big rumor that he was going to get traded, but it's like, how do you remove this piece if you're 6-1, 6-2? What do you do with him?
You know what? That 100% correct. All the rumors were flying around last year, trade deadline at the end of the season. And now it's, the team is playing so well, I don't know if you could break it up.
Yeah, right.
You got to keep them right now. You're playing well. And if things keep going the same way, it's going to be a great problem for Billy Donovan to have when everyone gets healthy. Again, because Iowa's been out the last two games as well. And he's another guy that's been playing really well for the Bulls and out with a hamstring right now. So to get him back will really help, especially coming up this week. We got Milwaukee coming up, Cleveland Friday and Saturday, and then San Antonio Monday next week. So it'd be nice to get healthy and see what we really can be with everyone.
But Bill, what do you credit that to? Like Vooch stepping up his role on defense, playing a little different on offense. Is it really just the guys he likes playing with them more? Did he not enjoy the style of play of the past few years, or what do you think it is?
Well, I think there's been a lot of change over the last couple of years, and it's, I hate to talk cliches, but you got to learn to play together and you got to learn to win together. And, you got Giddey coming in last year. You had trades the last 2 years where you traded DeMar DeRozan 2 years ago, and then you trade Zach LaVine. You lose Alex Caruso. So you got a lot of moving parts. And, it's not a video game where you got plug and play and you just get guys. Guys really got to learn to play with each other and learn to win. And I think a lot of games last year, we were in them, but we just couldn't finish them. And that's a matter of really when you trust your teammates, you understand where everyone is. And the other thing is they've really bought into what Billy's selling on offense. They're moving the basketball. They're playing together. And the Bulls are averaging just dropped below 30, but 29 assists a game right now. And you watch them move the best. They're not taking bad shots. They're moving the ball because they know they're going to get it back if they're the open guy. So it's just a matter of everyone coming together, really buying into the system that Billy Donovan's teaching them on the floor and executing the way they're supposed to.
Now, with how well they've been playing so far this year, is there anything that you see that you're like, this is a kind of a pain point or a soft spot for them that a good team can exploit, whether it's defensively, offensively, pick and roll, whatever it is? Is there anything that you're like, this needs to be cleaned up for them to keep pace and be a top half in the Eastern Conference team?
Well, I think the New York game in New York, I think New York came out physical. And the Bulls tried to adjust to it, and they can play that way. They'd have to maintain that. I think in the first half against Philadelphia, Philadelphia came out and just really pounded them early and got them going, and they didn't respond until the second half. And they're going to have to be consistent in that. You get teams, in the upper echelon that are playing really well. They're not going to let you crawl back into the game the way they did against Philadelphia. They're not going to let you keep it close like they did in New York second half. You really have to take advantage of what you have. When they play physical and they push the pace and they move the ball, they're really good and they're playing well. It's just defensively, you're going to have to stay physical and not let guys manhandle you.
Mm-hmm. Well, then on that same kind of token, how high is up for this team, and is this sustainable?
Right.
I mean, we haven't even got to Christmas yet. So how long do you think they can keep this up? Is this a top 4, top 6 type of team?
I think it's top 6 the way they're playing right now, and you keep playing like this and still get better. And then when we get healthy, Kobe comes back and Zach comes back and Io's 100% again. Who knows where you can go right now? But you got to win basketball games in this league to improve your playoff situation, and then you got to win the playoffs, and that's a whole different season where teams really have a lot of time to prepare for you. But right now, the sky's the limit. I'm not saying NBA championship, but I'm not saying it can't happen. I mean, you got to have a little bit of luck involved in the season. Everyone's got to be healthy, and then if I'm being the guy that's the devil's advocate here, when Kobe comes back, is he going to fit in right away? Is that going to disrupt things? Because now, everyone's playing well, but when Kobe comes back, someone's not going to be playing as much. Mm-hmm. And how much does that affect things? So these are problems Billy Donovan's going to have to deal with later on. And albeit it's a good problem. I mean, I know a lot of coaches would love to have a Kobe White on their team and a backup center like Zach out there, but it's, again, I'm a big chemistry guy, and these guys really do love playing with each other, and they're doing well right now. But when things get jumbled up a little bit, that adversity, how do they handle it? Do they respond well, and does it make them better?
Yeah. It's been a refreshing surprise. That whole, both operations there on Madison Street. I think we are kind of ready to be slogged down, and it's been quite the start from both teams.
We might enjoy winter. Yeah,
right.
Well, I hope we do, because it's not. Although the weather's been unbelievable so far. I mean, I was sitting out in the back fire pit last night thinking, I can't believe it's November and I'm outside in just a little sweat top.
Well, wait till this weekend, Bill. It's supposed to be trashy this weekend.
The one guy we haven't mentioned is the guy seemingly the whole future is built around is Matas. What have you made of him this year? Has there been growth in his game? And then kind of, is it the sky's the limit for him? Like, what kind of, is he an all-star type of guy potentially down the road, you think?
Well, I think he's going to be an all-star. And what I love about Matas is, one, he loves the game. He really does love the game, loves playing. You talk to every coach, they love working with him because he's out there listening, really trying to do what they're teaching him. And he loves to play. And he's always happy and smiling. And he's a guy that's fun to be around. Now on the floor, he's not afraid of anyone. He'll guard anyone. He'll attack anyone. He'll go strong to the basket. He could shoot the three. He could put the ball on the floor. He loves to dunk. I mean, the other night he had 4 or 5 dunks in a game. I mean, he's just going to the basket hard all the time. So, and he defends well. Does he always make the right play defensively? No, but he's always trying to do the right thing, and he's putting himself in a position to be there. So I really love the way he plays. I think he's been a little bit inconsistent. A couple of games he got in foul trouble one game, a couple of silly fouls. I think he's trying to maybe do a little too much defensively. But I really do think the sky's the limit for him. And he's a guy that, as the season goes on, is going to get a lot better, a lot more consistent, and make this team even better.
Well, that's a testament to how this team's been, because we're 15 minutes in and we just got to Matas. And it's like, we just didn't expect guys like Huerter and Trey Jones, and I've enjoyed Jalen Smith. Like we haven't expected guys like this to be so solid. So it's kind of really a testament to how deep this team has been so far.
Well, that's a great point, because that's another reason why this team is doing well, because it's different guys. So we don't have, coming into the season, you wouldn't say, oh, we got that star. You're going to have to go out there and you're going to have to guard Maxey and you're going to have to stop Embiid. We didn't have that. We had, all right, it's the Bulls. And every night it's been a different guy. Now, the last couple of nights it's been Giddey. and maybe that's a sign of things to come. But Herter's played huge off the bench. Jalen Smith gets out there, and he's playing fantastic. First rebounding, defending, blocking some shots, and now hitting threes and scoring. It's been phenomenal. Trey Jones has been a big lift for this team. I think handling the basketball, giving the Bulls like a 2-guard front at times, and then just being the point guard when Josh is out of the game has been huge. And all these things put together add up to 6 and 1
start.
And Bill, even the former 4th overall pick, who everyone has been so critical of because he hasn't lived up to that billing, has been okay with no expectations.
Yeah.
Is there anything with him that you're kind of seeing a corner starting to be turned?
Click.
Yeah, Patrick's playing really, really well. Right, he's playing relaxed. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. I know he mentioned that this was the first summer that he really had 0 injuries and was really able to work on his game. He's healthy right now, playing well. So I'm really excited for Patrick because he's a great guy. He's one of the best guys in the locker room. Everyone likes him, and he's playing well right now. And maybe this is his niche. He's found his role, what he can do, and he has been terrific defensively and offensively. He's hitting shots for the Bulls right now. He's attacking the basket with much more physicality and much more often than he was in the past. So again, it just adds to the depth of this team and what's going on with it right now.
Definitely. I think, not to take away from the Bulls right now, but obviously we're getting off of, like one of the greatest World Series ever. I know you're from Montreal. Did you buy into the Blue Jays fever, or where were you at on that?
Well, there's no more Expos, so I bought into the Blue Jays. Okay. I still have family up in Canada, and they were definitely. I was watching as much as I could, but unfortunately, the Bulls were playing every night they were playing. It was like it was tough, but tough game. Game 6 and 7, extra innings, fantastic finishes, big games. If you're a baseball fan, you can't get any better than that. Whether you're a Blue Jays fan or a Dodgers fan, I'm not a Dodgers fan. Great World Series, great baseball. I wish Toronto could have won. Yeah. I wish the Cubs or the Sox could have won too, but
yeah. Ikon Pass. This isn't preseason. It's go time. Get your Ikon Pass now. It's your playbook for a winter stacked with joy. With Ikon Pass, you're locking in access to 60+ unique destinations worldwide. That's more mountains, more powder days, more highlights, more joy. From opening snap to spring's last lap, starting at $349 adult, this is by far the best pick you'll make all year. And you can lock it in today for as low as $0 down and 0% APR with a payment plan. Terms apply. Sounds nice, Chief.
Yeah, I'm actually using it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So I heard him talking about it this morning.
My biggest problem is deciding which world-class mountain I'm going to use it on. So I'm looking at Steamboat. I'm looking at Copper. Probably going to be Colorado. It might be Utah. Ikon Pass has you all covered. So as long as you got your Ikon Pass, you can figure out the rest of the deal, the trip later.
Perfect. So mark the calendar, rally the crew, and start plotting the peaks that will pack your season. The countdown to joy has begun. Buy your Ikon Pass today at ikonpass.com. That's ikonpass.com. Your season of joy starts now. All right, so we said we're going to the Bears game Sunday, and we're going to be riding in your beautiful Chevy Blazer.
Sure are.
I'm very excited for that.
It's going to be all nice and cleaned out. It's going to be loaded in the back.
Cleaned out. Great trunk space for all our Portillos we're bringing.
We got Portillos. We got Miller Lights. We got camera gear. We're going to have the best tailgate ever, and we owe that to Chevy Drive Chicago. People are going to be in awe at the amount of Portillos that we bring, but they're also going to be in awe by like, wow, you fit all that in your car? Plus a full crew of guys. Exactly. Yeah, it's a Chevy Blazer. From Chevy Drive Chicago. Yep. They have everything you need to shop, buy, and smart at your local Chevy dealer. Great styles, the latest tech. You'll look good and feel good about what you're driving. Now is the time to get into the Chevy family of EVs, Equinox EV, Blazer EV, and Silverado EV. Take advantage of all incentives today. Don't wait. Go to ChevyDriveChicago.com to find your local dealer and drive one today.
Head to ChevyDriveChicago.com to find your local dealer today. It's that simple. And we will see you with Chiefs Blazer this Sunday in the South Lot. And yeah, like obviously you're a proud Canadian. I would say, I would think you would agree, maybe Team Canada was a little bit of a disappointment in the last Olympics. Do you foresee Team Canada winning a gold in the next 2 Olympics?
I think it's very possible. I mean, again, it's in sports, and I hate to say this, being a former athlete. I'm not an athlete anymore. There's a lot of luck involved. Things have to fall the right way. Guys can't get hurt. You can't have foul trouble in a game. So, but yes, the talent is there. They seem to want to all play together and play. So it'll be interesting to see what the next couple of years bring, because I know the talent is definitely there.
Who's the one guy when the Bulls play them you especially get excited to watch?
One guy, I do like Shea. I think just his style of play and the energy he has is great. Plus, he's a Canadian, so it's fun for me to talk about that. I still like Steph Curry, even at his age, what he does and what he's done in the game. He's constantly moving, never stopping. It's still fun to watch him.
Wow, no Jokic mention as a big guy. I'm surprised by that.
Well, and not he. Don't get me wrong, he's great, but every big man has a little guard in him. wish they could. They want to bring. We all want to bring the ball up and make great passes. So it's good. But yeah, no, Jokic is as a big. He's unbelievable. You can't beat that.
How have you enjoyed? Have you watched at all Michael's NBC debut? It seemed just kind of like an interview at this point, but it's still great to see him doing things.
Oh, absolutely. And I have not been able to watch all of them. I've seen obviously snippets, and then the social media gets filled with it. So it's fun to see. I love Michael. I think what he's done and brought to the game has been amazing. And for him to be able to give back some of his knowledge and his thinking, I think is great. And, it's different because people see what guys do on the floor, but you don't always understand the thinking. And part of what makes the great players great is the way they think and the way they go about handling the situation. I worked hard. And I thought I worked hard, but I played with Chris Mullin at St. John's, and I realized I don't work as hard as I can. I need to work harder. So I started working hard. And then I got to the Bulls and saw Scotty and Michael, the way they worked. And I was like, wow, I'm still behind. These guys are just amazing. And their attitude towards it is totally different. So I think for the average person to understand that thinking really can help them understand why the great players are so much better at a different level than the rest of the players. And because there are guys, elite players in the NBA, they're just better than everyone else. And there's a reason for that. It doesn't just happen.
I actually have a question on that exact note. So obviously we're going to use kind of the cliche terms that we've used for the Bulls over the last 10, 15 plus years or so. The bench mob and the baby Bulls have all been great so far, but that's more of a recipe for success during the regular season, it seems like. Now, once you get to the postseason, you whittle it down to you're playing like maybe 6, 7, maybe 8 guys, your best 8, and they're playing a larger chunk of minutes. Can they, should they, I think they're looking at a playoff spot right now. Should they make the playoffs, can you take that success into the postseason and kind of zig when the rest of the league zagging, or are you going to be targeting a superstar at the deadline?
That's a great question, because we've talked about already. One of the reasons I think the Bulls are doing so well is their depth, and they're not relying on one person right now to do it. What that does to teams and what it could do in the playoffs, and we'll see. I don't know if Billy's going to change his mind or what's going on, but who do you guard? Okay, we're really gonna try to key on Josh Giddey a little bit because he's playing well right now. But now Josh starts passing the ball, and Herter's hitting his 3. Trey Jones is getting to the basket. Vooch is hitting shots, posting up. You got so many different weapons, and the Bulls have been using them all year long. I think in the playoffs, if you continue that, that's good. Do you need a star? Yes, you do. Because when the shot clock runs down, teams are going to play much more physical. They're going to have a chance to prepare for you for a couple of days, especially after the first game.
Yep.
They're really going to make adjustments. You're going to have a guy that can do that. Now, is Giddey good enough to keep doing that now? Is he going to get better? Is Mattis going to step up and be even better? We have to see. But I honestly do believe that being this deep can be an advantage in the playoffs because a lot of teams can't do that. As you said, most teams shorten up. Some teams go down to 7 guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, an 8th guy will play 2 or 3 minutes, but it's really 7 guys. And the style of play can wear you out. One of the things that I think is neat is there's been a couple of stories that I've read this year from Indiana last year. Full court press. A lot more teams are pressing more this year. And it's a copycat league, and a lot of teams saw that Indiana had some success with it. So more teams are doing it now. And that's maybe something that can happen with what's going on with the Bulls. They're so deep and playing so well, and they don't have that superstar, so to speak, and doing as well as anyone would ever expect right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We talked about Scotty and Michael a little bit. It's going to be the 30th anniversary pretty soon of the 72-10 team. What is the status of the relationship of that team post Scotty's book and The Last Dance? There was a lot of drama. It seemed like going back and forth in the media. Do you think that there will be a reconciliation to bring everybody back as the 30th anniversary of that team approaches?
I certainly hope so. The Bulls had a Ring of Honor 2 years ago. They're going to have another one this year, and they put that 72-10 team in the Ring of Honor, and it was phenomenal. And unfortunately, Michael, Scotty, and Dennis were unable to attend, but everyone else who was there, again, this is the first time all of us have been in a room together, and it was just unbelievable. And it brought back memories, and Coach Jackson was there, and we had to get together, just us, after the ceremony. And it was phenomenal. It brings back the memories, and you really remember the joy that we had on the team. So I really hope that everyone's able to understand. I know individually players have relationships. I've talked to Michael, I've talked to Scotty, I've talked to Dennis individually, but never all together. Never talked to them about other relationships, just more or less what's going on with us. But I hope that for the good of the game and for the whole team that we can all get back together, because unfortunately, as you say, it's 30 years, and Jack Haley's already passed, and guys are getting older.
Yeah.
And it becomes, as you get older, you realize the memories and the relationships you have in your life are really the biggest and best things.
Do you think there is somebody, maybe it's you, that can pull this group together? Because it's the greatest NBA team of all time.
Most famous, and well-known.
It feels as though kind of the whole city is missing out on a collective celebration where it's just like we haven't seen Michael Jordan in the United Center really since he left. So do you feel like there is a bridge that can be rebuilt there to do what's right for the fans in the city, or is it too far gone at this point?
I'm one of those guys that likes to say never, because you don't know. And I know Randy Brown is very, very much like me, and even more connected with the guys, and has a stronger relationship with Michael. And that you got to work on it. You got to keep working on it. I know it gets difficult at times because it's frustrating when I don't know if you're a parent, your kids are always daddy, mommy, give it, you can't. You don't want to hear it, and it gets like that. But you gotta walk that line. And Randy's done a great job at it, and I'm hoping eventually between him and everyone else that we can get the guys back together.
Was there something, whether it be in practice or in a game, that Michael just had no tolerance for? Like if you mess this up, he would be, absolutely explode on you for?
If you made a mistake because you were lazy, that was he was gonna just get on you for it. He did not want you to take shortcuts. He wanted to trust you and know that you were going to do your job out on the floor. And if he thought you were taking shortcuts or were unprepared, either mentally or physically for the task at hand, he wasn't going to put up with that. And he kind of went through the whole team, and everyone got it. With some guys it was harder to focus all the time, and people are different, and everyone has different ways to deal with things. But Michael expected you to be ready and prepared 100% all the time to do your job.
Was the culture different? Because your first year was that year Jordan was retired with the Bulls. So was the culture in the locker room vastly different from the 93-94 season to when Jordan came back full time? Did you feel a shift?
Oh, there was a shift, and I didn't think it could go higher because
Okay.
Scotty was there. Scotty and Horace were there the first year, and obviously Phil. So for all the new guys, Steve Kerr, myself, it was like, wow, okay, they're intense all the time. Practices are good. And it actually, when you have an intense practice, it actually makes it fun. A lot of fun instead of just hard work. There's competition and stuff. But then Michael comes back. So I went from a normal practice where, let's say you practice here. Oh, we're working hard. Now I get to the Bulls and it's here. So I get up here, I'm working hard. Now Michael comes back and it goes from here to here. It went even higher and more intense. And you could tell right away, especially the 72-10 year. I think Michael really had a chip on his shoulder, but you could tell the first day of training camp that, and everyone was in shape, everyone was ready to go, but Michael was at a different level and already pushing everyone. And we were looking at, I remember talking to Steve Kerr saying, wow, I mean, he's really ready to go. We could do great things this year because he's pushing everyone so hard right now, and it's training camp.
Yeah.
So you could tell right away that year things were different, and it never let down.
Yeah.
That for the next 3 years, those 3 years were every day was 100% on the floor all the time. And if you're not paying attention, you were going to hear from it.
And that was the first year with Dennis Rodman in the team. What was your first impression of him in that training camp?
Well, I like Dennis, and we had the same agent early on in our careers, so I'd known him a little bit through that. Not that we were buddies hanging out or anything like that, but I remember walking in the first day and going to the training room, and as I walk in, I see Dennis. He's in a weight room already, and walk in and I say, hey guys, how's Dennis? And Steve and Judd look at me and goes, we don't know. We haven't talked to him. They're like, oh, what are we supposed to say?
Were you
so I walk out there and start talking to him, and it was, Dennis he's a human being. He's a great guy. And, he has interest, and we were both riding motorcycles at the time. And, we talked about that a little bit, and just, he was excited to be here, and we were excited to have him there. So it was fun. And Dennis was honestly a great teammate. He was a lot of fun. He's one of the most generous people that you could ever meet. You just had to be leery of what he was going to do off the court. And that was, Phil's strategy, or the way he handled was perfect. Dennis, we have practice at 10. You got to be here at 9:45 ready to go. We have games that start at 7:30. You got to be there at 6:30. What you do in between that's your business. I don't need to know, but just make sure you're ready to play.
That's what I was going to ask. Were you personally on team let Dennis go to Vegas?
Oh, everyone talks about Dennis, but again, was he the only one?
Okay.
Were you in the suite across the hall? Were you on the same vacation?
I was not.
Okay.
I unfortunately I could not live that lifestyle and be able to perform. So I understood where my limitations were. I'm not saying I wasn't, out partaking in a lot of the festivities that were going on, but it was, for me, I can't live like that. I need my sleep.
Yeah.
Oh man. Vivid memories as a kid. I'm a little too young to remember a lot of the glory days. I remember like the last championship. That's it. But I do remember the Beef Wennington. How many times do people bring that up to you? And what a surreal experience, I'm sure.
It was a lot of fun. It just kind of happened, and I was asked to do a McDonald's commercial earlier on, and it went well. And I was a communications major at St. John's, television, radio production, so I understood a lot of what was going on. So during the commercial it was just a cheeseburger commercial. Rather than stay in the trailer and hang out on my own, I went in and I was talking to the director, the grips, the cameraman, the sound guys, and just like, hey, what's going on? Wow, this has changed. Equipment's changed. Obviously, I was in school in the 80s, so they had tin cans and strings back then. So they just enjoyed it. And later on, they were thinking of, hey, we want to do this burger thing. What do you do? And a couple of guys, the directors and president, Paul Clark, said, hey, you know what? Wennington just did this thing. Is there anything we can do with him? And they said, yeah, hey, you know what? And the beef Wennington came up. So they asked me, and yeah, why? Come on. It was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Well, how was it? It says here it's a burger it was a beef patty, cheese, onions, barbecue sauce, and Canadian bacon. What would you rate it out of 10?
Oh, it was delicious. If you like bacon,
yeah,
bacon cheeseburger, it was fun. It was very good. And they actually let me go in there and say, what would you do? And I said, make it spicier. Put a little more mustard on it, make it a little spicier than that. So it was good. It was. I enjoyed it. I mean, again, I couldn't eat them every day because I was on a little bit of a different diet, but they were tasty. And I know a lot of people come up to me still today and ask about it and say, "Oh, wow, why don't they bring that back?" And I was like, "Man, good question."
Yeah, I remember just that commercial. It's an all-time Chicago 90s commercial. Yep. I think for as many commercials Michael's in, that one and then the Scotty Mr. Submarine commercial. I don't know if you remember that one. Those are both all-timers.
That was a little bit before me, but I've seen them, yes.
Yeah, those are both all-time Chicago Bulls 90 commercials.
I got one last question for you. So I've been walking around the neighborhood a lot lately, and these people have these like 20-foot skeleton Halloween decorations. I'm like, what do these people do with them the rest of the year? And you kind of got one behind you. What are you going to do with that thing?
Oh, that's Bad Bill.
That's Bad Bill? Talk to me about Bad Bill.
That's Bad Bill. He stays there all the time.
Okay, cool. I love it.
He's only 7 feet tall though, because he's my alter ego. So anytime I get a bad thought or think of something evil, I just look at him and say, "You got it."
Love it. Love it.
But you know what? I see a lot of those skeletons, and a lot of people leave them up all year round.
Yes, that's exactly it. Because they buy them once, and it's like, oh wait, we got to store this for the rest of the 11 months of the year, and they just leave them up.
I've seen them with Santa Clauses. I've seen them with different kinds of bathing suits in the summertime or shirts on them in the summertime. They get creative. It's pretty neat. But you're right. Where do you put them?
Yeah.
And Bad Bill just stays right there.
Bad Bill looks like he's got a very similar wardrobe to Dennis in the 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's been to Vegas a few times. Yeah. He's got a lot of beads.
Yeah.
Vegas Mardi Gras. Love it.
My last question will be, obviously you travel a lot to go to all the games. Is there an arena now? You go to baseball games, everything's unique. Football to an extent, I guess, but basketball, it's kind of, a lot of arenas are just kind of copy paste, cookie cutter, I guess. Is there any place that you would say basketball fans need to see besides MSG and the famous ones? Like what's an underrated stadium?
Clippers.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's
that's unbelievable. The video
new,
boards.
right?
I tell you what, I've only been there once because the Bulls only played there once a year last year, and we went, and I'm broadcasting the game. For the Bulls, and I was distracted by the video boards and everything that was going. It was unbelievable. Mm-hmm. Just a fan experience that was phenomenal. I mean, they did a great job with it. There's lights in the seats, so every game they have a light show because the lights in the armrests of the seats go off and they're flashing. And the video boards, there's 3D video boards where it actually looks like guys' arms are reaching out to the fans. Wow. So it was just so different. I mean, not that it was just very different. It was just a different experience. They have that one section where it's just a whole section that goes all the way up the back behind the basket.
The wall.
Where they only let Clipper fans, literally, they only let Clipper fans sit there. So if you go there in an opposing team's jersey, they'll ask you to either take it off or sit somewhere else.
I love that. Yeah. It's like a student section almost.
Yeah,
that's a great vibe. What was like the most hostile place you played in as a player on the road?
Most hostile, I would say, back in the day, I was with the Mavericks, going to Detroit and playing in the Silverdome.
Yeah.
There were fans there. What was it, DeBarber? And they were just wicked nasty at you. I mean, they would say things and do things that were kind of tough. Detroit fans could be a little rough back then. I mean, that was just when the bad boys were being, I don't want to say born, but the birth of them coming out and starting to play that way and have that bad reputation back in the early mid 80s and obviously growing into the 90s. But that was a tough place. And Philadelphia is another place that's they like to throw their projectiles.
Yeah. They're the battery chuckers.
Yeah.
All right then, Bill. Thanks so much for jumping on with us. Honestly, it was a great time. Could we end it on a dad joke maybe? I heard you got a lot of those from someone you work with.
Actually, I'm going to just air her out. Alyssa Bergamini told me the same thing.
She said you got a whole book of dad jokes.
Did you actually?
I just heard. I got it. I got it on my phone because I just wrote it down. Hold on, if I get it.
Okay, good.
Get it here, real quick. I just heard one.
Here we go. I love that he writes them down.
Yeah,
that's a true comedic.
Well, hey, I got too much going on in my head. Yeah, you know what? This is good because I was going to tell you guys a joke about time travel, but you didn't like it.
Perfect. Bill Wennington, thank you. Go Bulls. We appreciate you.
Yeah, let's keep this train rolling.
All right.
thanks, Bill.
Appreciate it, guys, and
Appreciate
hopefully
you,
it'll
Bill.
be a good long year for us.
I think it will be.
I'm having fun.
So far we all are. It's good.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. That's it. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you on Monday.